All right, cool. So we are going to start a whole new thing tonight on stream. So I want to thank everybody for showing up, I guess. So one of my coworkers at my actual job said that the educational aspect of my streams is like what's really attention seeking, or not attention seeking, but attention grabbing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start going over um, some things like before streams take off, kind of like a just chatting slash a whole, yo, this is some information that you might not have seen on, if you're not following the devs on Twitter or whatever, like you're just playing the game casually, you might want to know some of the information that's going on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start going over stuff like this. So, I guess first let's go over the spring cleaning activity list that's taking place right now from March 28th to April 7th. All right. So everything's cool on this. So that's what's taking place on this. During this period, you can enjoy boosted first match of the day bonus XP. So you can get some iridescent shards on your first day, and also you earn 1,000 XP instead of 3,000 XP. Or you're going to get more iridescence because you're going to level up and everything, right? You got the doubled daily ritual blood points. So during the event, all daily rituals will award double blood points, which is sick. So if you've got the Mori ones for your killer, you're going to be able to, knock that stuff out. I can't think of what the survivor ones are that are worth a bunch of points, but that would be pretty cool. So the old value may still be shown once a new ritual is received, but it'll correctly double the points when it's shown. There's some character sales going on for your Auric cells, 400 Auric cells, a pop for Blight, Legion, Plague, Kate, Elodie, Adam, and Zarina. Daily login gifts. All right, so from yesterday to today, you can get Jake's body loner vest. From today until tomorrow, you can get 50,000 blood points. Then you get the nurse head morning tears stifled. And then you get, March 31st to April 1st, another 50,000. April 1st to the 2nd, get Jake's loner beanie. April 2nd to the 3rd, you're going to get 50,000 blood points. From the 3rd to the 4th, Jake's pants. 4th to 5th, 50,000. 5th to 6th, 50,000. And finally, you'll get the nurse's body, the gown stifled. So note, the Recluse, Jake, and Bad News outfits will be temporarily unavailable from the store, while available as login gifts to prevent players from accidentally purchasing them. So that's pretty sick, though. You log in, you get stuff for free. That's pretty nice. So definitely cool that Behavior decided to do that. So that's the spring cleaning activity. Let's go over to the developer update. I read this the other day, and this is some pretty good information and stuff that's in here. So they're talking about the optimization stuff. They talked about this at the start of the year when they were talking about it. But yeah, so now going forward, because they're going to be doing smaller changes and stuff. So going forward on 5.7.0, you're going to need to completely download the game. So if you've got slow internet, just make sure that you're keeping track of 5.7.0 on the road to that, because you're going to have to re-download the whole game. But afterwards, they're going to be doing updates like a lot faster, so they're not going to be as big. Hey, Curseblood 7028, thank you. I'm glad you made it home, man. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't give you a lift. Had to take care of some things at the house real quick. They're going to talk about Ghostface, right? So, as everybody knows, when you play Ghostface, or you play against Ghostface, yeah, it may seem unfair that, Ghosty can, tap you after you're exposed and you're down. But let's talk about chases real quick. Ghostface sucks in a chase. You're going to get pallets dropped on your face constantly. You're going to be sighing left and right. So that's a thing. So I'm glad he was pretty quick when he got you home. But yeah, so starting off, they're going to be doing some changes to Ghostface. They're going to increase the duration of his mark up to 60 seconds. So it's going to be up from 45 seconds. So to give him a longer window in chases, so you can actually hit the opponent, or you're the survivor. Second, the marked survivors can no longer reveal Ghostface. So you got to think about the movies, right? So Ghostface stalks people, and then he kills them in the movies, right? He unalives them. So, I mean, it makes sense thematically for him not to be exposed by somebody who he's already marked. So that makes perfect sense. Now, other survivors can go ahead and reveal him. So if you're running off by yourself, it's going to be a little risky, that kind of thing. And you have no choice to evade him because he's undetectable unless you stun him. So here's another thing, right? Let's talk about the days of Discord, which is like right now. Even if you're run off by yourself, you're still going to be on Discord and you're just going to be like, yo, Ghostface is doing this. I can't expose him. Expose him for me. And then boom, Night Shroud's gone. So yeah, just be wary of that, right? Comms are great and all, but you're playing as a killer like Ghostface. Comms kind of sucks. So, and finally, they noticed that some of the add-ons have gone largely unused, with a few exceptions standing out above the rest. So we always want to see a wider variety of add-ons being used. They've done a pass on some of the add-ons to bring up some of the similar power levels. So here's a few examples. So the drop leg knife sheath. He gains 10% movement speed for 5 seconds after he marks somebody. That's really good. That'll help shave some time off of your chases. And breaking a pallet or a wall immediately recharges Night Shroud with Olsen's Wallet. That is pretty sick. Instead of it taking like the 30 seconds or whatever for it to charge, that's pretty good. But yeah, I'm glad he got you home pretty quick. Let's talk about Legion. All right, so as a lot of the community members know, when I play as Legion, I suck with Legion. I'm pretty bad with Legion. So that being said, the fact that they are giving Legion a little bit of love is pretty nice, right? A lot of people are good with Legion. I'm just not good with Legion. So here's the thing. So the changes that they've made to Legion is they're giving them a stacking 0.2 meter per second speed boost for each survivor they hit during Feral Frenzy. So you can change up your targets when you switch. Lets you close the gap faster. Additionally, on that 5th hit, it will end your Feral Frenzy, but it will also put the survivor into the dying state. So it gives you a very nice payoff for that chaining of hits. Now they've also lowered the Feral Frenzy fatigue from 4 seconds to 3, which is going to be cool. And I mean that's kind of fair, like it's 4 seconds of so, and I know somebody's gonna clip that. Anyway, so immediately following up with a power attack, we found that lowering the duration felt better and was fair for the survivors. Yeah. They've reworked any fatigue altering add-ons since the 2 strongest ones are added to the base kit. Makes sense. And they also changed the recharge, so it starts as soon as it ends rather than after the fatigue. That's really good. That reduces the power cooldown. The last 2, they did the mixtape changes. So they're going to add entirely new effects. So we want to shine a spotlight on the various mixtapes in particular. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and put this on here real quick. That's pretty sick. All right, cool. All right, so that was pretty tight. Oh, I'm going to take that off my browser. All right, cool. Let's talk about hemorrhage. So they're reworking hemorrhage. So it increases, obviously, the frequency of blood. That's what it currently does. Obviously, it's not really that useful unless you're really like trying to find the blood, because most of the time you're going to be looking at scratch marks unless they're in a or a shadow step area. So the new version of hemorrhage, when you're not healing, hemorrhage will cause your healing progress to regress at a rate of 7% per second. All right, that's cool. So basically, it's like if you're running with a med kit and you're looping the killer and they've got you hemorrhaged and you heal, if you don't keep the healing going, you're going to lose 7% of that. So that's kind of fair. I mean, you got to think about it, man. Hemorrhaging means you're bleeding out. So, I mean, obviously, putting you in the dying state wouldn't be as fair, like giving you a deep wound effect, but, making your healing slower, man, that's kind of fair. Or not slower per se, but like you lose healing progress, which, that's a thing, man. So there we go. Kind of makes sense. I'm going to talk about updated difficulty ratings. So they're going to update the info tab on the killers based off mechanical skill, strategic skill, and uniqueness. Like how precise are they, required to use them with aiming, reaction, control, planning and strategy, and how unique is it? So they're going to make the nurse like very hard and stuff like that. And they're going to get rid of the difficulty stuff on survivors, because really survivors is just a skin. All survivors kind of play the same, obviously some that are massive compared to the other, frames of the survivors. That's kind of the only thing that really sets them apart. Also their grunts and stuff like that of pain. Like Ace with his, freaking Iron Will Ace rank. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Haddonfield. All right, so here's the thing. I got a love-hate relationship with Haddonfield. Haddonfield is an amazing map, but, and here's the big but here, Haddonfield is extremely survivor-friendly. Like, it takes a very specific, like, player as a killer and or killers as well in order to do well on Haddonfield with people that are skilled, like that are not running around and just having a good old time. So that's pretty cool. And they're also going to be giving them a visual update. So here we go. They made the police car in the yard pretty cool. They gave you some tall grass to hide in as a survivor. So it's not as tall as the grass that's in the swamp maps, but it's also pretty tall. So that's pretty nice. The hooks look cool. I mean, visually it looks sick. Visually it looks like you'd never want to move into this town because Michael Myers will stab you in your sleep. I wonder if they're going to move the golden toolbox. The houses look cool. House looks really sick. Oh, snap, and they got a TV on too. What if it's going to like play the Halloween movie? I'm assuming that's a garage. It like leads down to the gym right there. That's pretty cool. And that's it for this one. All the changes will be available in the 5.7.0 update. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Haddonfield update and some of the killer updates too, because I mean I main killer most of the time. But yeah, definitely leave it down in the comments below or in chat, what you're looking forward to when it comes to that. And then we're going to talk about probably one of the more controversial things, and that's the matchmaking stuff. So here's the matchmaking things. Before we talk about that, we'll talk about the shrine real fast because it's like right here. So you're going to get Aftercare, A Nurse's Calling, Flip Flop, and Thrilling Tremors. Those are available in the Shrine of Secrets this week. So go ahead and pick it up and everything. All right, well, anyway, let's talk about the matchmaking tests. So a lot of people who play either competitively or casually have really had a love-hate relationship with the MMR, right? So, some people have even on like Twitter have like spoken out saying, yo, we should probably have like a competitive playlist or queues or whatever, and then casuals, right? And that's got its own can of worms. So basically they're going to be talking about how matchmaking is going to change. They're going to try and make some tweaks, but they're not going to tell us because they're trying to avoid having like a placebo effect. Like, yo, here's some feedback, man. It was great. Y'all did this. Thanks for telling us about it. But in reality, when they look at the data, you may not have actually like met that type of criteria. You might have just had the same stuff. But anyway, so how the matchmaking works, in case people are actually unaware, is that the game will look for people that are similarly matched to you, and then after a minute or so, they expand it, and then they keep doing so until they can get you a decent match. So that way, you know, if you're playing as Survivor, you should have killers that are very close to your skill range, and vice versa. Now, we all know that's like different because like you can be the most skilled person in the world as a killer, and let's say you just started playing a killer and you're going to end up going against people who are running crazy builds and have, you know, hundreds of hours in the game, maybe double what you have. You know, it's all based off of your skill. So that's kind of the thing with this, like skills and perks and stuff like that. I think it's personally hard to balance that because, you know, you could be really great with a killer for 10 minutes, but you're not going to have the meta build, the meta build as a killer. But then, you know, survivors are going to have the meta builds for themselves because they might have either sandbagged their MMR to a point or they might have just fallen within that range. So, you know, it's really tough. It's tough to balance that. But anyway, so they're going to be doing the matchmaking tests on March 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, April 4th, April 7th. And they're going to last 24 hours. And they began on the 28th on 11 a.m. So let me know in the comments below or in chat if you have had that take place. And if you've noticed anything, any changes. But yeah, so you can go let them know how it is. And see here, you feel if you waited too long, if you had matches fast, were you close, were the matches close, were the opponents everywhere, was it like way back in the day? They're going to do a new forum section, so go ahead and go to the forum link here. And for the YouTube people, these websites will be in the video description and stuff. And you can go ahead and leave your information. But yeah, it'd be helpful to know what your matchmaking experiences is so they can work on the experiment. And that is it for this little section of the stream. I'm going to be referring to this. It's going to be in the video title. It's going to be called What Does the Fog Say, right? That's one of my late buddies' like favorite party song, I guess. He went to jam out to it when we were at a barbecue and we were all pretty drunk. So, you know, and I like the song. Not What Does the Fog Say, but, you know, the other song. Just replace fog with an animal that's got red fur. But yeah, so that'll be going on, and yeah, every time there's going to be an update on stream, we're going to talk about it. It's going to be fun. I meant to do it last night, but last night I had some personal stuff pop up. So, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and get things started with the stream.